Welcome to another Brand Talk session, and I'm your host, Ujibe. And today we will be talking about personal branding uh, and how it helps you as a business owner. And it's my privilege to we have a guest as in to announce that we have a guest. And I don't think if there are people that I believe that are eminently qualified to talk about personal branding, and he is one of them and all. And you might know him or you may not know him, but definitely you'll get to know him after you get to know him after this session. So his name is Uche Ugo, and I don't know if you're in Nigeria and when we're talking about personal branding and all, and you don't not heard about this name, I'm not sure you've been on the internet for long. I'll just I'll just have to say I'll just have to say it this way. All right, so quickly let me just give him the mic and have him introduce himself just for the benefit of those that don't know him, and then let's get started. All right, Uche, please tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, my name is Uche Ugo, and a lot of people call me Yu, and I'm a creative professional and also a personal brand consultant, speaker. Aside that, I do designs, I do marketing, communications, and all of it. So basically, I'm just, jack of all trade, master of all, if I can say that. So yeah.
Uh, well,
So yeah.
yeah. Well, if there's one area like I don't doubt in terms of being the master of all, and when talking about personal branding. So when I brought up the
Yeah.
topic, I wanted to talk about the topic. It was actually inspired by someone sent me a mail like, can I talk about personal branding? And I'm like, okay,
Okay.
I've not
Okay.
actually spoken about personal branding, and I started racking my head, but um, should I talk about this or like I had this for like 2 weeks trying to going back and forth if it's something I should do on my
Wow.
own or like okay then so the funny thing is that so this is how you came up this is how you came up. I remember one morning I woke up one morning I got a medium alert, a medium notification
Okay.
about your piece on John the Baptist. I'm like,
Okay. Yeah.
this has to be this must be divinely orchestrated because there is no this must be divinely orchestrated because for some reason
Right.
I'm like okay yeah I have to reach out to you. Let's talk about personal branding because I don't think
Yeah.
I don't if there's one person I believe that I should get here to talk about this it's you.
Yeah.
So
I mean, personal branding it's this part of the world. I mean, in Nigeria. I mean, people are really now getting used to the personal branding and everything because at the end of the day, everybody had the personal brand. It's just that people really don't know that they really do have it, but they've been using it for a very long time.
yeah
Do you understand me now?
yeah
Yeah.
yeah.
So, but it's just that people really don't know that. Oh, I've been doing personal branding and I didn't know unconsciously. So that was happened there. So
So what is personal branding? Like, what is personal branding to you, or how will you define the term personal branding?
okay. Now we have so many definitions about personal branding and personal brand. So this is according to Uche Ugo, right?
Okay.
Personal branding, according to Uche Ugo, is how you shape the world with who you are. Simple as that. Simple as ABC. Like it's just that simple. So now, who are you? Who is Ikechukwu? What is that one thing that people know you for? What is that one thing you want to be known for a very long time? Do you get what is that
Yeah.
thing that stands you out from? Because people feel like, oh, the market is saturated and I can't do this because, like, for example, now we have designers, we have people doing all kind of stuff, and they feel like, oh, the market is saturated. How do I. But the thing is, if only you can just there's always one thing that differentiates everybody from other people. Do you get? That's unique selling point. That's just that one thing that say, oh, this guy is just so different from these people, right? So that's just exactly what it is, and who you are at your core. What exactly make you this person? Do you get? Because everybody has a personal brand. Everybody's different. Do you get? Everybody's different. It's only when you leverage on all these things that makes you build this solid personal brand. Like I said, is how you shape the world with who you are. How do you shape the world with who you are? How do you communicate to the people what you do? What exactly is that one thing that can now move your brand to the next level? Everybody's doing fashion. Everybody's a fashion designer. Everybody wants to sell a premium. But how can you convince me to buy your premium suit for 200,000 naira? Another person is selling the same thing for say 50,000 naira, and you're selling this thing for 200,000 naira. How do you convince me? Do you get? Now, it might just be the material that you use, and the other person is using one material that is not really that, that expensive. But how do you tell the world that, oh, this material that I'm using is actually different? I mean, I got this material from so. So how do you do that? How do you tell the world? How do you communicate that to the world? Is by telling the world. I mean, by using what we call storytelling. Yeah. So personal brand is so sweet. I mean, if I continue, so let's continue.
Okay. So listening to your explanation, it just makes it simple and all. I believe most of us have this misconception that when you talk about personal branding, it's just about you designing a logo for yourself, having a color, and then just that's that is what personal branding is all about.
No, that's the misconception about this whole thing. So let me just use one example, because when I talk about personal brand, I like using experiences. I like using examples like case studies, and so for you to understand what this thing really means, and like digest it for you in bite sizes for your understanding. So if you're building a house, right, before you start building a personal brand, or you already have a personal brand, when you want to build a house, right? When you want to build a house, you first of all do a planning. I mean, those plans that you do, where I want the sitting room, where do I want the garden, where do I want the kids playground, all of those things. What kind of material do I want to use? So it depends on the kind of build structure you want to. I mean, the kind of structure you want to have. Do you get? So how do I come up with this? Who are the best hands? Who are the best hands for this kind of thing? What kind of material is this material? Very good. Will it stand the test of time? Will it, all of those things are very important. The foundation is very, very important. That's the same thing with personal branding. Like, you need to have a blueprint. This blueprint will guide you on how successful you want your personal brand to be. Like, who you are, what do I stand for, the what, the how, your purpose. What else? Different things. Like, it makes all these things make up a blueprint. So we have what is called the personal brand blueprint. So with this blueprint, this blueprint will guide you all through your building your personal brand, all through how you really want to stand out there. Do you understand me?
Yeah,
so without the blueprint, the personal branding would work, because you would just come from nowhere and say, please, I want to have this logo. Because logo or color should be the last thing you want to think about. Name,
Okay.
I mean, um, the likes of um, Oprah Winfrey, Elon Musk, all of
Yeah.
those people, Gary, all of those powerful personal brand that people look at. Oh, they don't really, they don't really care about colors. Not like they don't have their own personal colors or their own logos and everything, but that's not their priority. That's not the priority. Do you get? Because at
Yeah.
the end of the day, if you look at there's this marketing guru guy. I mean, I've forgotten his name now. He uses yellow or something like. Oh, I've forgotten his name. So if you look at
Seth
that,
Godin.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, whenever if you notice, he uses this yellow. The glasses
Yeah.
is yellow
Yeah.
and
Yes. Yes.
everything. So let me tell you that when he was starting out, those things wearing the first thing he thought about. The first thing he thought about is my blueprint. How do I want people to perceive me? How do I want to stand the test? How do I create a niche for myself? If you ask me today, everybody knows that he is a god of marketing. Do you
Yeah.
get? And
Yeah.
this is what he has been doing for years. And all those things have been on the blueprint, on the strategy, and everything. Like there's a blueprint there's a guide for his blueprint, there's a guide for his strategy. So all these things will guide you. Then then your logo, your color can now come in later when you figure out all these things. Because these things you need to figure out them very well. Like you building a house, you need to figure out all of those materials and everything, make the foundation strong enough. Then once you're done, then you can now do the plaster, then the painting and everything, making it
Yeah.
look nice. Then when you now go close, oh wow, I love this structure, I love this building. But it's not just building, it's the foundation. Do you get? So
Mhm.
yes, that's it. So and in other words, the foundation makes the building, right?
Yeah.
If the foundation is very, 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 very bad, the building will crumble. So if you can't get your blueprint right, you need to get your blueprint first, put them in order, follow those steps, follow those everything, and what I mean, there's different steps on on your blueprint. So
Okay.
we have like I said earlier, we have who you are, your purpose, what exactly you want to be known for, what are the things that people can pay you for, what are the things you know you can do well. All these things are just list. I mean, they are listed in your blueprint. So you need to now follow through all these things to now get started. And once you're now done with all these things, you've listed them out somewhere on your notepad. You wake up in the morning, you ask people, who do you think I am? Because, like I said earlier when I started, I said we all have personal brand, but we
Yeah.
really don't know how. People really just mix all those things up. Do you get? So
Yeah.
if you look at it, personal, right? Brand. What does personal mean to you? Personal is just your personality. What does branding mean to you? Branding helps you to amplify all those attributes, all those things
Yeah.
inbuilt. If you are a pastor, if you're a good coach, if you're a marketer, if you are a good singer, you're a good keyboardist, a good designer, and everything, branding helps you to amplify what you want to be known to the world. It's simple as that. So people should really get it. So when you say, what is personal branding? You mean, okay, personal branding, you need to now define what personal brand is and what personal branding is not. What personal branding is and what personal branding is not. So that's
Oh.
just it.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let's bring this down to business. Let's say a small business owner, startups, and all that. Because most times people understand business branding or corporate branding per se, but they don't see the importance of like how personal branding actually helps their businesses for startups and small businesses. How is there some sort of connection between personal branding and the, would I call it business or corporate branding? You see?
So here's the thing about business and personal branding and business branding. If I must put it that way, right?
Okay.
People need to leverage on their own personal brand to push their business. So for
Okay.
instance, now, so for instance, someone who is into maybe a how do I put that? Like, okay, let me use what's it called? Let me use fashion designers. Like, there's so much to talk about fashion designers, but let
Mm.
me use fashion designers as an example. So
Okay.
you're a fashion designer, you own a business, but you've already owned that perception in people's mind that, oh, this person is a fantastic fashion designer. The eye to detail, everything, how the person does his thing. When you call the person, I need so thing, and if the person tells you, oh, you get it delivered in 1 week, that person will get it delivered in 1 week. And on the
Yeah.
social media, you have close to about 1,000 people following you. No, let's say 10,000 people follow you, or lesser number, whatever the case may be.
Okay.
Then you now start a business, another business brand, just to say you really just want to make it official. Like, okay, this is my business brand, and this is what we do here. Maybe now it's not just fashion designing. Now you also do style consulting. You do they call you, oh, please come and style us and everything. Now, and that business, nobody knows about that business yet. All they
Yeah.
know is you. Do you get? Now,
Yeah.
how do you now push that business? You need to now leverage on your own personal brand that you've built over time. Do you get?
Okay.
That personal brand you built over time about people, that when people see, they know that this is you. This is what you've been doing. Now you can now use that to push that business. Do you get? So let me
Yeah.
use another example.
Okay.
Like Elon Musk. Now, Elon Musk, you already know that Elon Musk is about Tesla and everything.
Yeah.
Then Elon Musk always talk about Tesla. Elon Musk always talk about space and everything. On first, if that business talked about space on their own, or Tesla talked about Tesla on their own, it might not get the reach that they
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
But if Elon Musk talks about it, it will go far, right? It will
Okay.
trend, right? So now,
Yeah.
what he did there was to leverage on his own personal brand to talk about the business, right? So this
Yeah.
is the same thing we see with the likes of what's it called? This producer, Don Jazzy, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
now,
Yeah. Yeah.
if someone come and say, please, Don Jazzy, we want you to produce this stuff for us or do some kind of project for us. Don Jazzy won't tell you that, oh, send me the invoice or send me whatever it is using Don Jazzy production. What he will do is to say more hits records. I mean, sorry,
Even.
Maven Records, right?
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
will send that Maven record with letterhead, invoice, everything is Maven, right? That is the
Yeah.
business. But he uses his own personal brand to push Maven Records. If he's going for a deal, it's Maven Records, not Don Jazzy. I don't know if it's clear enough.
Yeah. It
But
is.
what he's using is his own personal brand.
Yeah.
If Maven Records talks about their artists, talk about some of those things, it might not go far. It might not go that information or that whatever they post online might not go far as they want. But if Don Jazzy should talk about it, it will go faster. The reach will go faster because he
Yeah.
decided to leverage on his own personal brand to push that business. So it's always advisable to use your personal brand to push your business. And if you're starting out, you don't know what to do, and you're so confused whether I should start personal brand or business brand, let me tell you, start with your personal brand. As you grow,
Okay.
you can now, just start up the business. Then you still continue using your personal brand to push your business. Do you get?
Yeah.
Personal brand
Mm.
is the future of business, and that future is now, like now, now,
So,
now.
yeah, yeah. I think it's safe to say because I agree 100%. Because no matter how you look at it, personal branding always, what will I say? It becomes bigger than it becomes bigger than the corporation or bigger than the business per se. Because
Yeah, exactly,
as big as Tesla is, like if the person Elon Musk isn't attached to the name, I'm not sure
yes,
people will know much about Tesla
exactly,
today. Wow.
exactly.
Oh, that's well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like this
Exactly.
has
Yeah.
just been, it's been inspiring and it's been enlightening,
Yeah.
as I would say. Okay, so before I let you go, I just want to say, because I've been having this struggle or this confusion. Is there a difference between your purpose and your like purpose and personal brand, or like is there a difference, or is your personal brand or personal branding, can it be inspired by your purpose?
Okay, so what I would say is um if you look at it, right?
Yeah,
Purpose is that one thing. I mean, the normal definition of purpose, for that reason why you're doing stuff, right?
yeah, yeah.
So now, I would say purpose is not really your career,
Okay.
right? It's not really what you're doing now. I mean, we have people who are designing for a very long time.
Yeah.
Like they've been designing for a very long time, and at the end of the day, then it's not that they've stopped design. Not like they've stopped designing. They just found out that their purpose is not really sitting down on the system trying to
Design.
design some kind of stuff. There are
Yeah.
better ways for them to actually impact people's life, right? No,
Okay.
also I will use myself as an example. So I used to design. I not like I used to design. I still design. Like
Okay.
I still design yesterday. So I've been designing for a couple of years, like close to 10 years and still
Yeah.
going.
Okay.
Now I'll find out that that's what I do. That's my career, right? But
Okay.
there's so much more about people and just what they do now than what they are doing now. So you find out that at the end of the day, as you build your personal brand, you start to realize that purpose, why you are just even here on earth. So I found
Yeah.
out that my purpose is to impact people's life positively.
Okay.
Like maybe I just found out that okay, I was somewhere. Maybe I was invited to come and talk about what I do or personal branding or whatever it is, and I get to know that okay, people have been following me for like 5 years. They've been inspired by what I do, and I've really changed their mind,
Yeah.
the way they think about those things are sources to me, and those things really define my purpose, right? So now,
Yeah.
if I design whatever I'm designing today, that's just my career. But
Okay.
impacting people's lives, changing people's life, giving them hope that yes, you can design and make money. You can do whatever you do right now, and still succeed. Pastors have purpose. You see we have different pastors, right?
Yeah.
Now, this particular pastor, God called this particular pastor, and it's so evident because what he has been doing through the ministry, people give testimonies and everything. This pastor is impacting people's life. That's his own purpose, right? Now, as you build your personal brand, all those things will start unfolding. Like, you start seeing all those things. It will unfold, right? It will unfold.
Yeah.
So all those things will start unfolding, and you just know that, oh, this is my purpose. It's not just about what I'm doing now. There's so much more to who I am. Because at the end of the day, there's so much more to everybody. So if you're a marketer, or you're doing digital marketing, what's it called? Tech, or any other job, like those things are just career, not really your purpose.
Yeah.
Do you get? So at the end of the day, we find that we just see that people like the people like we call the god, people like we call the god of marketing, god of social media, god of SEO, god of personal brand, or whatever it is. We have coaches, we have mentors. We have coaches, we have what's it called? Life, because we have different coaches. We have life coaches. We have like Tony Robinson now, right? He's a life coach person. He's a life coach person. And you'll find out that everything he has been doing is impacting people's life, giving them hope, making sure that these people live purposefully. Do you get? That is his own calling. So, like I said, as you grow your brand, as you grow as you grow your personal brand, you start to realize that there's so much more about you. So when I said I'm jack of all trades, master of all, I know what I was saying. Like, so if it's marketing, there. If it's brand communication, I'm there. If it's design, I'm there. But that is not my calling. Right? Yeah. My calling is to impact people's life in what I do. So what that means is you have to leverage on your skill to drive your purpose.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much, Uche. Like, this has been insightful and all that. I'm pretty sure there's so much to unpack from this. There's so much to unpack, but I'll let you go for now. I'm pretty sure we'll reach out again next time to like take this further.
Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure, honestly. It's our pleasure because this has been enlightening and all. Thank you for coming on, Frank.
Yeah. So let me just end this podcast with what I always tell people, because if you don't leverage on what you know now, you will never see results, because everybody wants a result from the personal brand, but you need to put in effort to it. If you don't put in effort to it, you won't see the results. It's just like a man chasing a woman. So that man wants this person by all means.
Yeah.
What will that guy do? He starts chasing the person, putting all the efforts and everything. At the end of the day, the result is, we're getting married. Do you get?
Yeah.
So now it's just the same thing as you building your personal brand. You need to put in more effort to it. If you don't put in effort to it, you won't see the result. Everybody has a personal brand. You just need to let people know that this is what you do and this is what your personal branding is all about. Find that blueprint, list out all those things, ask your friends, what do you think I am? Who do you think I am? List all those things. What do you think about me? What do you think about my design? What do you think about what I do now? from now to 5 years, 10 years, what exactly do you want to be? Do you still want to be doing what you're doing now, currently, or you really want to move ahead doing some things? Because at the end of the day, if you put all those things together, that's where you will now discover that, oh, there's a purpose to your life. There's a purpose why this personal branding is important, and why there's no really difference between that purpose and your personal, because at the end of the day, everything is under your blueprint, your purpose, your why, your what, and what you stand for. So go get it. Make it happen.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm pretty sure you guys, I'm pretty sure you've heard it today. Find out who you are and make it happen. And till next time, I'm still your host, Uche Ugo. I'll see you around.